Welcome back, everyone, to a new deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're tackling some really interesting source material. It's all connected to the buzz around One Piece episode 1131.
That's right. Specifically focusing on Kuma and Jenny. Their stories really resonated with people.
Definitely. And the sources we have are quite specific. We've got an analysis that really digs into the preview text for this episode.
And we also looked at the raw preview text itself. The analysis referenced it in a couple of languages, which was helpful.
So our mission today, you could say, is to unpack this preview. Just a short bit of text, really.
Yeah, but packed with meaning.
Exactly. We want to see, using this analysis as our guide, how it actually works. How does it manage to set up Kuma and Jenny's story, the emotional core of it, the narrative beats, in just a few lines?
And the analysis really does suggest, how much you can cram in there. Anticipation, deep emotion, even hints of, tragedy.
Right. We'll be looking at how specific word choices, which the source analysis pulls out, build that anticipation, and maybe hint at some of the bigger themes.
It's quite effective.
Okay, so let's dive in. How does this preview, according to the analysis we read, take us on this kind of emotional journey for Kuma and Jenny right from the start? It kicks off with a line like, Kuma and Jenny escape the days of slavery, enjoying daily life filled with laughter. What did the analysis say was so powerful about that opening?
Well, the analysis really emphasized the contrast right away. It acknowledges the past, the really grim past days of slavery. Most viewers know that context.
Yeah, it looms large.
But then it pivots immediately to this positive, escaped. That word is huge, signifies freedom. And then daily life filled with laughter. It paints such a clear picture.
Simple joy, normality.
Exactly. Peace. The analysis highlights how that sharp contrast is the first hook. It acknowledges suffering, then shows relief.
And that creates, it makes you feel hopeful for them, doesn't it? Relief, almost. Especially knowing their backstory.
Absolutely. The analysis points out those keywords, escaped versus slavery, then daily life, laughter, they work together. You feel happy for them.
It builds empathy straight away.
Yeah, it's designed to pull you in emotionally, even if, you suspect that happiness might be fragile.
And this being One Piece, fragile happiness is often the name of the game. So how does the preview signal that shift? How does the analysis describe that turning point?
The analysis zooms in on one word in particular, especially potent in the original Japanese text apparently, shikashi.
Which means?
However. But the analysis notes it's more than just however. It's like a narrative intake of breath, a classic way to signal, okay, here comes the conflict, right after we've established peace.
A sharp turn, and what follows?
The source of the conflict.
Yeah.
A cruel king.
Okay.
And the action described, trampling on the happiness of the people. The analysis stressed how strong that language is.
Trampling, yeah, that's brutal.
It suggests violent oppression, force, and not just aimed at them, but the people. So the threat is broad. It immediately creates tension. Their little bubble of peace is threatened from outside by power.
So we get the happiness set up, then the conflict crashes in. What about Kuma and Jenny's response? What did the analysis find there?
The preview says, to protect freedom, the two resolve to fight against the government.
Okay, to protect freedom.
The analysis really hammers this point, that motivation to protect freedom is incredibly resonant for them, given their past. Slaves fighting for freedom.
Right, it's not just some abstract ideal for them, it's deeply personal. Their history makes that line hit harder.
Precisely. The analysis points out, coming from that background, fighting for freedom, it's a direct response to the very system that hurt them. And then, look who they fight.
Ah, yes, that stood out. The government, not just the cruel king.
Exactly. The analysis clarifies this likely means the world government in the One Piece context. So this isn't just local resistance.
Wow, okay.
They're taking on the biggest power structure there is. The source suggests this framing elevates their struggle immediately. It's not just personal anymore. It's a confrontation with the core oppressive force. Stakes instantly sky high.
That really paints a picture of the scale, the danger, potential sacrifice involved too, you'd think. And then the preview follows this up by asking a huge question. What did the analysis make of its impact?
The question is, can that resolve change the world?
Big question.
Yeah, and the analysis interprets it as more than just literal. It's rhetorical, philosophical almost. It shifts from just, can they win this fight, to can Actions like theirs actually change the entire global system.
Tapping into core One Piece themes there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The source highlights that. Can individuals really make a difference on that massive scale? It puts Kuma and Ginny right at the heart of that question for the series.
And for the listener, how does the analysis say that question works? What does it do to you?
It just ramps up the curiosity, according to the analysis.
Okay.
Massively. You're not just wondering about their immediate fate, but about their overall significance. How does their story fit into the grand narrative? It subtly confirms their story matters a lot.
Right, it tells you this isn't just a side story.
And then we get the episode title, which feels pretty heavy. Episode 1131, One Piece, Fleeting Happiness, Kuma and Ginny.
Ooh, yeah, Fleeting Happiness. The analysis points out that title is doing a lot of work. It's telling. Predictive even.
How so?
It directly signals that the daily life filled with laughter we just felt happy about. It's temporary. It won't last. It immediately injects this sense of pathos, sadness, foreboding. It strongly foreshadows painful things are coming, especially, considering what viewers might already know or suspect about Kuma's future.
It almost retroactively makes that earlier happiness feel more precious, but also more tragic because the title itself is telling you it's doomed.
Right. The analysis emphasizes that fleeting does both things. It makes you value the joy they did have, but it also braces you for loss. It prepares you.
And it locks the focus. Kuma and Ginny. This is their story.
No doubt about it. The title confirms that centrality. Okay, so let's just recap this journey through the preview analysis. We've seen how incredibly quickly a whole narrative setup can happen, emotional connections get forged, all in just a handful of lines.
It really is a masterclass in miniature storytelling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moving you from that initial joy and hope, then introducing tension, anxiety, and landing on this mix of curiosity, but also definitely a sense of dread, all guided by those specific words the analysis picked out.
Yeah, and the analysis specifically called out the underlying structure, didn't it? A classic pattern.
Setup. Happiness, incident, the cruel king appears, action, they decide to fight the government, climax, or the big question really, can they change the world? And then the forecast from the title, Fleeting Happiness.
That structure, it's designed to hook you, to pull you right into the emotional core of the story, especially one that seems headed for conflict, maybe tragedy.
Absolutely. It's very effective. You're invested almost immediately.
And this analysis, I think, it really just underscores how powerful language can be, even in something as short as a preview. How carefully crafted words can make you feel specific things. Hope, relief, then tension, anxiety, that curiosity mixed with foreboding.
It's clearly not accidental. These things are written very deliberately to grab you, to make you care about what happens next.
Which leads us maybe to a final thought for you, the listener. We've seen through this analysis how this trailer uses a classic story structure. Setup, incident, action, climax, forecast. It's incredibly effective.
Yeah.
So maybe think about stories you love, your favorites. How often do they use a similar pattern to draw you in, to keep you engaged?
It's a good question.
And specifically thinking about this preview, given how skillfully it builds that tension, how it foreshadows loss using this structure, what does it make you anticipate for Kuma and Ginny's story as it unfolds? What are you bracing yourself for?
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell to the later update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video.